Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Happy Tuesday, guys. What's up, Fishy? I see you in the chat. We got a few news stories to get through today. How many stories do I have pulled up? Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 11 stories to go through. Some of them are a little shorter than others, so might go through them a little quick. But I have comments to make about them. So we'll get through them. We'll get through them. It's all right. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As fantastic as you can during the second Civil War, right? So, let's see. What else? I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. So I have some videos on YouTube that are getting some traction right now, and it looks like some of the lefties found them. It's pretty funny. Because I'm getting comments. I got one comment from a guy in the UK. What did he say? It was talking about he didn't like that I had made a video talking about, or made a segment talking about the bicycles being decriminalized. If you didn't hear about that, in Britain, they decriminalized bike theft because they just don't want to deal with it. So what did this guy say? This guy said, let's see. All right, so this is what he said. He said, and the truly, he said ionic, but I'm assuming he meant ironic. He said the truly ironic thing is they are spending millions and millions building new cycle lanes all over the country in order for the thieves to get away faster. And then what was the other one? So that wasn't the lefty one. I thought that one was funny, but Joey would appreciate that comment. They're spending millions and millions building new cycle lanes all over the country in order for the thieves to get away faster. Well, bike lanes are just useless anyway. That's what the freaking sidewalk should be for. And then here's the lefty one. Says, you've got all the guns and you literally watched an election get stolen from you before your eyes. Cowards. 3 weeks to count votes in Arizona, Michigan, and Georgia. It takes 2 hours in the UK to count. And then I think he again says, US cowards. It takes them 2 hours in the UK to count paper ballots, and then he calls the US cowards. Here, wait. Let me just simply reply to him. You let them take your guns. You let them take your guns, UK cowards. I'm sorry, I don't really respect the opinion of anyone from the UK or Britain, unless you're Born Stellar. But Born Stellar is the only person I respect from that area of the world. But yeah, it's not on everything, not on everything. It's always funny when they try to point at us and be like, haha, your country's fucked up in this way, and it's like, dude, you literally have grooming gangs going around your country that isn't being dealt with. You literally just decriminalized bike theft. Like, no gun taking. Dig your L-shaped trenches if they try. Yeah, seriously, America. Yeah, get the American flags in the chat. Freaking America. Look, for all the faults that America has, we are still the single greatest country to ever exist. And people get upset when I say that, especially Americans get upset when I say that, because they're like, no, we have all these problems, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, we have problems. Sure, we have problems. Every place has problems. We're not going to be a utopia. We're not going to be perfect. But when you compare the United States, even with all our faults, even with the corruption that we have here, you compare the United States to any country, any other country, and we are the single best country to ever exist, without a shadow of a doubt. You just look at the rights that are afforded to us, even though they're infringed upon to a certain degree. We are the best country. We are hands down the best country. That's why so many people want to come here. That's why so many people see us as a threat, because we are the best. We're the top dogs. At the end of the day, we are. Let's see. What story do I want to start with today? Yep, it is the worst country in the world except for all of the rest of them. Exactly. Yeah, we're the worst country in the world, except when you count all the other countries. Then we're the best. Look, they're all garbage, but we're the best garbage. Okay. That's basically what I'm saying. They're all garbage, but we are the best garbage. All right. Well, I think I stalled the beginning long enough. I didn't want to start with a song today because I do have quite a few things to get into. So let's get into them, shall we? All right. So look, wait, here, let me hit this little record button over here. Look, technology's great, right? But technology has a lot of problems. Being advanced and having advanced technology isn't always the best thing. Sure, it could speed up a lot of things, but there's a lot of problems that come with it. I mean, just look at this story I'm about to pull up. Um, we have this from the Post Millennial. College students burned to death inside of a Cybertruck after the doors sealed shut after a crash, according to a new lawsuit. The parents accused Tesla of having a conscious disregard for safety. Dude, that is terrifying. You get in a car accident and then your car locks you inside. Your car locks you inside. 3 California college students were killed in a car crash when the Cybertruck they were traveling in malfunctioned, trapping them inside the burning vehicle, according to the recent lawsuits. One of the suits alleged that a college student was not able to escape the car despite surviving the crash because the truck lost power, causing the door release to malfunction. Look, again, I'm going to say the technology is not always a good thing. It is not always a boon for society. I mean, look at this. You get in a car accident, and because your doors are tied to the power system of the car, you can't unlock the door even in an emergency. Like, I get it. I'm sure there's emergency features built into these Teslas and these Cybertrucks, but if you get in a bad enough accident and it malfunctions, what then? Well, I guess you just cook alive. I mean, I guess that's the result. The parents of Krista Sarut-Skara, I don't know how to say that, 19, and Jack Nelson, 20, have sued Tesla for their children's death. 2 others were in the car at the time. The driver, Soren Dixon, 19, and passenger Jordan Miller were also in the truck when it crashed at the time of the accident. All 4 reportedly had cocaine, alcohol, and other substances in their system. Dixon was not able to escape with his life. Miller was able to get out when a witness smashed the windshield of the car with a branch, per the San Francisco Chronicle. Well, I guess they didn't opt for the bulletproof windows. I mean, what then, right? What then? Like, what if these guys opted for the bullet-resistant windows that Elon Musk advertised, and then this guy came up with a tree branch and he's just hitting it with all his might and it's not shattering? So some of these kids burned alive. Looks like one of them got out. But so he was not able to escape with his life. Miller was able to get out when it smashed the windshield of the car, per the Francisco Chronicle. Sukara had died from smoke inhalation as well as burns. Doors on Tesla Cybertrucks are powered by a 12-volt battery, which can stop working if the power of the vehicle is cut in a crash, according to the lawsuit. That's insane. That's an insane design. Your door should not be tied to a battery. It should be tied to a latch when you frickin' pull the handle. There's no way, dude. No way. This is exactly why look, guys, you need to help support me so that way I can get enough money to fix up my 2000 Honda and I could just have it forever. All right, it runs fantastic. It's just got a few problems with it I can't afford to fix. And I'm working on it. I just got a new valve cover. And I have the gasket set to go with it, so I'm gonna get that replaced because I'm having issues with that. But no, I will never have an advanced car. Like, I've talked about possibly getting an electric car at some point just to save on gas, like go to the grocery store. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, sure, I'm sure the cocaine, alcohol, and other substances in their system played a role in this. But I mean, if your doors aren't working, I don't think you being sober is going to change much. I mean, maybe you'll have the thought going through your head, shatter the window, but it's a lot harder to shatter a window from inside the car sometimes. So I don't know. Looks like it says here, it's just a horror story. Tesla knows that it's happened and it's going to happen, and they're doing nothing but selling the car with a system that entraps people and doesn't provide a way of extraction. This is according to the lawyer for Sukara's family, Roger Dreyer. The lawsuit was filed in Alameda County Superior Court. In the lawsuit, the parents cite issues with the door system in Tesla cars that have been publicized. The parents accuse Tesla of having a conscious disregard for safety in the design of the door system. The lawsuit alleged that because the handless door designs use a button, it was likely to fail in a crash, and the car lacked a functional, accessible, and conspicuous manual door release mechanism or failsafe. Exactly. I mean, if that is the case, if Tesla does not have a manual door release somewhere in the vehicle, that is actually that is what is it? Negligence. That is absolutely negligence on Elon Musk and Tesla. There needs to be a manual door release. If your door is tied to the electronic systems of the car, and then the car gets in an accident and power's cut to the door, and any door can become jammed. I mean, doors can become jammed. Yeah. I think it's still effed up. Just saying. What are you saying? The door mechanism can be damaged, preventing operation. This is why the jaws of life exist. I think it's still effed up. Just saying, any door can become jammed. Any door can become jammed depending on the accident, right? I mean, the doors can get crumpled and they can get jammed up. But the fact that these doors are tied to they have to have power in order to operate. I think that's an even more dangerous design flaw, I think, because it's one thing to have a manual door release where you just pull it, the latch comes undone, boom, you can get out. Sure, it might get jammed, but what about these doors that lose power and then you literally can't open them? So I don't know. I don't like that. True, any door can jam, but this wasn't the doors jamming. It was just the car turning off. Yeah, exactly. It's just the car turning off. So the doors weren't jammed. I mean, we have the picture back up here. I'll go back to that paragraph. You can see here, I mean, looks like this back door was already almost open. And then it's not that crumpled up. It is pretty damaged. It looks like they slammed into a tree. But I don't know, man. I don't know. So it says both Sukara and Nelson's parents are filing for wrongful death, but are not seeking specified damages. Dreyer added that Tesla will want to blame Mr. Dixon, anybody but themselves. But this vehicle absolutely should not have entombed these individuals and my client's daughter. It's our way of holding the wrongdoer accountable and correcting bad conduct. Yeah, no, there needs to be a manual door release. Definitely a design flaw, no redundancy. There needs to be a manual release on the minimum from the inside of the vehicle. Like, I get it's supposed to be like an added security feature for the outside of vehicles to have the button, to have your keys nearby and stuff like that. But from the inside, I don't think you need to have that on the inside. There should be a manual release somewhere, so that way I could pull the latch and freaking kick the door out. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that that's even an option. Just what Google spit out when I asked. What did you say? Yes, Teslas have emergency door releases for situations without power, though their design varies by model and can be difficult to find. Well, see, even if that is the case, though, Shitty Gov, so thank you for that info. Even if that is the case, they need to make it easier to find. Because just like in situations of stress or panic, or high tensions, your thought process changes, and you're not always looking for things. You're not always able to think things through as slowly and methodically. So you might not even be. It needs to be in plain view. Is my point. My whole point is it needs to be in plain view. Training issues in that case. No, I think it needs to be in plain view, because if you're not automatically aware, like if you're not normally in a Cybertruck, and you're like getting in an accident, you need to be able to plainly see, oh, here is the door release, boom, open it. But if you're not normally in a Tesla and you're scrambling and it's like at the bottom of the door and you gotta like pull it up a certain way, like if depending on the design, right? I think it needs to be more blatant, more obvious, more in front of people. People are not smart, all right? Think about the dumbest person you know, and then like most people are like even dumber than that. So you have to build these things for dummies. It's unfortunate, but that's just how humans are. Just figured I'd Google it. I'm not invested in this. Teslas cost more than my house, but I agree they should be in plain view. I'm hoping to get a used Model 3. Look, like I've said, I've considered getting a Tesla as well, just to like, go back and forth to the grocery store, save on gas. But I don't know. This things like this is terrifying to me. Things like that, I do not want to be trapped in my own vehicle. And there's another issue with that, right? Do you want the government? The government. There's been so many conspiracy theories about the government taking control of these vehicles. And I don't like those theories, because that's absolutely true. Any vehicle made after 2014 is able to be remotely controlled. It has the technology to be remotely controlled. And I'm not joking. Even stick shift, even vehicles that have stick shift can be remote controlled to a point. So Tesla Cybertrucks and vehicles that can have the doors lock on you and you're not able to unlock them or open them manually, no, that's a big no for me. Big no for me. My wife has a nice Nissan SUV for road trips and stuff. I was thinking about getting a Model 3 for going around town. Yes, the electric cars seem good for going around town, but like, what if you get in a car accident like this, Could have been a fatty. All right, Rich Flowers. Definitely a design flaw. Tesla's have a manual door release specifically for loss of power, but where is it, Boosh? But where is it? I don't even like vehicles that use keyless starters. Yeah, I don't like it either. My mother has one of those, Lynch Mob, and I don't know. It feels so weird getting into the car. It doesn't feel right to hit that button. It feels really weird. Just keep your 89 Honda, Tyler. That's effing mint. Look, no, I have a 2000 Honda. My Honda's exactly 1 year older than me. My car is exactly 1 year older than me. I was about to pull up a picture, but I just realized that that's a bad idea because it has my license plate in plain view. But it's fine. It's fine. I have a very nice car. I painted it. It's very nice. I love my car. My car is very nice. But anyway, we're gonna move things along. All right. Let's see here. Honda Civic. Yeah, it's a Honda Civic. I have a Honda Civic. Anyway, let's move on. Move along. Well, at least I'm gonna at least stop the recording of the segment. But yeah, I have a 2000 Honda Civic, and I'm getting it fixed this Thursday. I need the valve cover replaced. Nice. I like that model year of Civic. Yeah, I love my car. My car is amazing. Depends on the model. Cybertruck is right in front of you, easy. Model S is complicated, and it's on the floor. You have to pull the carpet up. Dude, that's terrible. What? The Model S is complicated, and it's on the floor. You have to pull the carpet up. It should never be under the carpet. That's okay, that's a design flaw for sure. If I don't know about the Cybertruck. You said it's in plain view. It's right in front of you. Easy. Clearly it wasn't easy enough for these people, or maybe that even malfunctioned. I don't know the exact circumstances. But having it under the carpet, that's insane. Lol, my pickup is older than Tyler. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Guys, I was born in 01. All right, I was born in 01. I'm a young buck. All right, I'm a young guy. I'm still trying to find my way in this world. You know, I'm just a young man. Just a young man. Anyway, let's see. What else are you guys saying? My door handle is on the pickup door where door handles go. Under the carpet is where they built the beer cooler, or the built-in beer cooler is supposed to go. Exactly. Shitty Gov understands it. Shitty Gov understands. That's where the beer cooler is supposed to be, guys. What's all this nonsense? Road beers? Hell yeah. These young whippersnappers. I know, I'm just a young whippersnapper. You goddamn young whippersnappers thinking you can come on here and tell me about the news and such? Well, yes. I am. I shall. I shall tell you all about the news. Let's see. I guess we could do an ad read. Let's see. What kind of ads do we have today? What is this? Power Life? What the heck is Power Life? Okay, I already don't like that. What other ones? Oh, a gold ad. Let's do a gold ad. I like gold. Augusta Gold. Front door with the interior door handles if there's no power. To open a rear door without power, fold back the carpet under the rear seats to reveal the mechanical release cable. That's insane. If I'm in a car accident, I'm not looking to pull up the carpets. That adds so much more time to my escape. That's terrible. All right. All right, we're gonna do an ad for Augusta Gold. Let's pull this up. All right, let's see. It says here, did you know the biggest threat to your retirement is not something that's talked about often? Our increased longevity in America means default retirement accounts like IRAs, 401ks, and TSPs may not suffice. If you have over $100,000 in your retirement account, get instant access to a free 2-minute report from Augusta Precious Metals that reveals the one step you can take to secure your financial future. Text SAFE to 35052 today. That's 35052 today. I guess it wants you to text SAFE if you want to get a 2-minute report from Augusta Precious Metals that reveals the one step you can take to secure your financial future. Well, there you go. If you guys are interested in gold, you guys can check that out. It's right there on screen. You guys can check that out. Make sure you guys check out the ad. Make sure you guys check out the ad. It should be linked in the chat in the description as well, if you guys are interested. I can't afford that, but maybe someday. Maybe someday. Gold. It's shiny. That's all I need to know about it. Collect some gold coins in case of shit hitting the fan. And it'll probably be currency again when the dollar fails. That and silver hits the fan. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. Let's see. Yeah, I do recommend that. Maybe one day we can. Maybe I should do that one day. I actually have a coin collection of very old coins. I have a coin that my great grandmother gave me, and I think it was given to her by like her great grandmother. So like it's a very old coin. I have a very old coin, and it's I think last time I looked it up, that one coin I have, not counting all the other ones I have, I think that one coin I have is worth like $300. But I keep it in a very specific place with all my other coins, and then I have a lot of buffalo nickels and stuff too, just because I thought they were cool. But I have been collecting coins. I do collect coins. I like collecting shiny things. Shiny things are cool to collect. But yeah, I don't have a ton of them. I've got a nice little collection. The ones I do have are very nice, but my only metal is silver. I have a $100 bill that's made out of silver. I have a Hawaiian dollar, or what is it? It's a Hawaiian bill that says it's a silver certificate. And I looked it up. I looked into it. It's genuine. I don't know how much it's worth. But it's really cool. It's a really cool bill. And then I have some other stuff. Oh no. That silver certificate's not from Hawaii. What I'm thinking of is I have these really old pennies that were minted from the factory, and I have like they're all in what is it called? They're all laminated. They're all laminated in like a little book and stuff. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. What story do I want to talk about next? Let's see. Oh, this is an update from the story yesterday. Let's talk about this one. This is also from the Post Millennial. All right. All right, so this is an update. Bleh. I'm gonna delete that recording. Jeez, I'm gonna start that, and it's gonna sound like crap. All right, this is an update from the story we talked about yesterday. It was in the longer video. I kind of roped it in with the overall topic of what's going on in Portland, Oregon. So if you didn't see it yesterday, what happened is Nick Sorter was attacked by a mob, and he tried to defend himself. He was unsuccessful in defending himself. He got pushed into a planter, and then he walked away to some police where he was promptly arrested, even though he didn't hit anyone. And if he did, he was only defending himself after they hit him and was blocking his path. And antagonizing him. But this is the update. It says Multnomah County DA declines to charge journalist Nick Sorter after Portland arrest. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office has declined to charge Nick Sorter with disorderly conduct for the activities related to Thursday, October 2nd. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office has declined to charge journalist Nick Sorter after he was arrested outside a Portland, Oregon ICE facility. A press release from the District Attorney's Office stated that Multnomah County District Attorney's Office declined to charge Nick Sorter with disorderly conduct for activities related to Thursday, October 2nd. Multnomah County District Attorney's Office determined that the Portland police had probable cause to arrest Mr. Sorter at the demonstrations at the ICE building that night, based on the information that was available to them on scene. And then this is from Katie Daviscourt. So what does it say here? It says, breaking, the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office in Portland has declined prosecution of Nick Sorter. And then it looks like they have their release order here. Let's see. I don't need to read all that. That's fine. The arrest followed a small but chaotic scene involving Mr. Sorter and a group of demonstrators, 2 of whom were identified. All 3 were arrested. The press release continued. After a careful review of the investigation, including reports and video, we do not believe the crime of disorderly conduct can be proven against Mr. Sorter beyond a reasonable doubt. The 2 other individuals arrested for disorderly conduct October 2nd have been charged. Good. Thank you, DA. So it looks like the 2 people that were identified as the antagonizers in this are being charged, at least with disorderly conduct in the 2nd degree. So that's good. Sorter wrote in a response to the announcement, "Victory, following our demand for discovery related to the Portland Police's coordination with Antifa, the Multnomah County DA has announced they will decline to prosecute me." Good. Go follow Nick Sorter on X. He does some really good reporting. I often find news stories through his reporting. Seems like a pretty good guy. He's been on Timcast a number of times. Cool dude. I definitely recommend the follow. It's got his @ right here for X. It's just @ Nick Sorter. Go give him a follow. He's one of the good journalists so far. If that ever changes, I mean, I'll be the first to say it. But as of right now, I think he's a pretty good journalist. Earlier on Monday, Sorter and his legal team at Angus Lee Law Firm filed the demand for discovery against the state of Oregon over his arrest. The filing demanded flight and drone surveillance video, digital communications such as instant messages between officers about the arrest, policies and procedures relating to the handling of protests outside the ICE detention facility, and the arrest of Antifa. Why am I yawning? I'm not even tired. Policies and procedures relating to the handling of protests outside the ICE detention facility, and the arrest of Antifa, and the records of arrest for the prior 30 days from Sorter's arrest, among other documents and information. So they're looking into exactly what is being said between the Portland police and the city officials and stuff like that, because they just haven't been helping the ICE facility. Looks like, here, let's show more. Let's pull this up from Nick Sorter. All right, breaking. My legal team has come out swinging against the state of Oregon and Portland Police Bureau, demanding all records relating to the selective enforcement and coordination with Antifa. At Portland Police decided that they wanted a war. Now they've got a war. All will be exposed. And then here's his court filings. If you want to pause and take a moment to read these, you are more than welcome to, or you can find them on his X account and check them out. But for video purposes, we're not going to sit here and read all of that as of right now. But yeah, go check that out on his account. It says, in the wake of Sorter's arrest, Attorney General Pam Bondi ordered a full investigation into Sorter's arrest, headed by Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Harmeet Dillon. In her letter to Portland Police Chief Bob Day, Dillon requested information regarding both Sorter's arrest and the assault of post-millennial reporter Katie Daviscort. Fox News' Bill Malugin, who spoke with Sorter after his arrest, said that he says he was getting video of protesters getting maced by federal agents, which was embarrassing video for them as they were crying, etc. He says that they were then surrounded. They surrounded him, pushed him to the ground into a flower bed, and someone threw a punch. Nick says he swung back and missed, then disengaged and walked over to a group of Portland PD. He says he was then shocked to be arrested by them, and he sat in the back of a police cruiser while officers figured out what to charge him with. I asked him about the female protester who was also arrested with him. He says that he talked to her in the jail, and she didn't seem like she was the one who assaulted him. And then it says, this is a breaking story. Please refresh the page for updates. Well, I don't know if we have the video. We probably have the video on Nick Sorter's page. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Because he was attacked. Let's see. Not this video. He had to have shared it. He's been doing a lot of press lately. Let's see. Oh, this is the video. So this is the video, and what I want to point out here. So let's watch it. So let's break it down. So he's getting blocked by this guy. This guy is in a mask. He has safety glasses on to help prevent pepper spray from getting in his eyes or any other chemicals. And he's actively pushing against Nick Sorter. He's preventing him from walking. Actively saying that he's going to F him up.
Get out of here! Get out of here now!
And then, of course, as they do, they use umbrellas to block cameras and views of people so you can't see what's happening. And that's not just for the camera, that's also for the people there. They're trying to block the people there from seeing what's coming. So that guy, you could see there, that's why they're trying to block the camera. They're blocking the camera because this guy just took a swing at Sorter. This guy just took a swing at Sorter, and you can't exactly see what happened because they're blocking the view. They're doing it on purpose. It's intentional. Respect the diversity of tactics, as they say. Sorter looks like he threw a punch. It may have made contact, but we can't see. He says he missed. And then, boom, they push him. So what I wanted to point out here is all the articles, including from the Post-Millennial, say that he got pushed into the flower bed, then punched. And I think it's important to be truthful about these things. The guy swung at Nick Sorter. Nick Sorter then swung. Allegedly, he missed. He didn't make contact. And then he tried to walk towards the guy to handle the situation more. And he got pushed into a planter. So the reporting on this has been backwards. They've been saying that he got pushed into a planter, then punched, and he threw a punch and missed. That's backwards. That's backwards. He got pushed into the planter last, and that seems to, after he gets pushed into the planter, everyone laughs at him, and they're like, haha, you got pushed, and they just start making fun of him. But that's basically where the situation ends. And then the situation de-escalates from there. He walks over to police. What's called? And Shitty Gov, you say in the chat, if someone swings on you and misses, you can still beat the ish out of them, right? Legally, I mean. If someone makes an attempt to injure you, yes, absolutely. But what I'm saying here, Shitty Gov, is that the Antifa person swung, made contact with Nick Sorter. It looks like he actually hit Sorter. And then Sorter tried to swing, and Nick Sorter missed. So Nick Sorter is the one that missed, and that's why they're all making fun of him, because he missed and then got pushed into a planter. But he's surrounded by a mob of people. I mean, like when that guy missed, no, that guy did not miss. Shitty Gov, you're misunderstanding. We'll roll it back. This guy did not miss. This guy right here did not miss. You just can't see what he's doing because they're blocking the umbrellas. He didn't miss Sorter. Roll it back for you. This guy's pushing against him. Nick Sorter doesn't want anything. He doesn't want anything to do with it. They're blocking with the umbrellas. And boom, right there. That guy did not miss. He didn't miss. It looks like he hit Sorter in the chest or in the face or something. He didn't miss. Who did miss is Sorter. Sorter, like, pushed him. Was trying to swing on him. And he missed. He missed. So the only thing Nick Sorter got on him was a push. The only thing he got on him was shoving. The Antifa person did punch him. And let's skip back over to here. And then he walks away. Shortly after this, he gets arrested. But he's not being charged, thankfully. He's not being charged. But all of these people here, they're all agitators. They're all instigators. They're all in favor of Nick Sorter getting hurt. And if it had escalated, I'm sure a lot of them would have been fine with that. And F out of here, white boy comment. Shoving is assault. Shoving is assault, but I think you guys are misunderstanding what I'm saying. This guy right here, he's absolutely assaulting Sorter from the start. I mean, Sorter, I think, is full within his right to swing on the dude once he's blocking his path and shoving up against him. But when you're surrounded by a group of people that would instantly back that guy up, it's hard to just be like, oh, just swing on him. He's surrounded by people that want to protect this fat fuck. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, just swing on him when he's shoving against you. You have to play it a little bit more tactfully. A little bit more precise in your decisions, because you can't just swing on this guy when he's shoving up against you as much as you might want to and as much as you might be in your right to do so. You have to keep in mind that his allies are surrounding him. Whoa, Bach. Whoa. I'll blast their nuts into their throat. I mean, like I said, I think we would all agree that this guy deserves a good beatdown. But when you're surrounded by a group of people, it's harder to do that. Especially when you know that group of people would back that guy and not you, because that's instantly how you look. You might want to hold to your standards and be like, all right, yeah, I'll beat this guy. I don't give a f. Well, you might give an f when you get jumped. Like, sure, you might be able to get a few swings on this dude, but when the rest of them jump in, you're getting jumped. So, like I said, you need to play it more tactfully. You need to be precise in your decisions, and sometimes it's better to just let it slide and walk away. Sometimes it's better to let it slide and walk away. If he swings on you, swing back, but you need to separate yourself from the situation as much as possible, because he does have people around him that would help him, not you. Specifically when the punch is thrown. Yeah, when the punch is thrown, yes, kick him in the nets. Kick him in the nets, as Cartman says. But yeah, no, again, you have to be careful about these situations. You have to keep in mind that they will not play nice. They're not playing nice. Sure looks like a threat of imminent bodily harm to me. It does, but you're in enemy territory. You are in enemy territory. You guys need to keep that in mind. This is a civil war. I said this yesterday. This is a civil war, and you're in enemy territory. It's not as simple as just, oh, defend yourself. I mean, they already tried to arrest and charge him. Thankfully, they're not going to charge him, but this is enemy territory. You need to be aware of that. Yes, this is a civil war, and they control Portland. Exactly. That's exactly my point. This is a civil war, and the enemy team controls Portland. So it's not as simple as just, oh, fight back. It's not that simple. That's mainly why I'd try to kick him in the stomach, clear a path to run. Exactly. Yes, the cops are on their side, and the cops are on their side. Yes, that's another issue that we have seen here. But anyway, let's move. We'll move things along. Move things along. I got a few other stories for you guys. Let's see. Talk about that one. We'll save this one towards the end. I love stories about bears, but this is not a good story about bears. We'll talk about it. Let's see. We could talk about that in a second. Let's see what this one. This is an interesting story. I want to find out more about this. Let's see. I have some like non-political stories. I have some non-political stories that we'll get to towards the end. What else do I want to talk about? We have we'll talk about this because this happened. This is from 2 days ago. So this happened on Sunday. All right. Well, this is crazy. Just ask Andy. No. Yeah, I know. That's mainly why I try to kick him in the stomach. Yeah, the cops will watch Antifa beat you down and wait until they are done with you, and then they will drag you to jail. Just ask Andy. No. Yep. That guy in the frog costume being sprayed kills me. I know they sprayed the crap out of his little air vent. It reminds me of those videos I've seen on like X and stuff where people like get the fart spray or something that smells disgusting and they'll spray it on the suits or like in their little air vents. That it reminded me of that, except this guy got put in a gas chamber of pepper spray. So, oh man, that's gotta suck. That's gotta suck. And the whole reason for the suit, right? It's not to be funny. It's not for memes. It actually is supposed to be for protection. He's supposed to be protecting himself from getting pepper sprayed and all these other chemicals. But that's exactly why they sprayed the vent, because it's like, yeah, you're not getting away from the pepper spray, buddy. You can breathe it in. I don't think they can carry on much longer without reprisal attacks. It feels like it's coming. Look, I don't want to be bringing that to fruition, but yeah, things are boiling up, man. We haven't gone very long without a major attack. I mean, we don't know if this is politically motivated, but I have this story that I was going to pull up next. This happened 2 days ago. How many people know about this? Because I got sent this from the Republic Boss. Go follow him on Rumble and stuff. Good guy. But I got sent this by him. I hadn't heard about this. 2 killed and 12 injured as gunfire erupts on the streets of Alabama's state capital. No arrests have been announced in the mass shooting near downtown Montgomery. At least 14 people were shot, 2 fatally, including a teenage boy and a woman, at an intersection near downtown Montgomery, Alabama, late Saturday night, according to police. At least 5 of the shooting victims were hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Montgomery Police Chief James Grabois said at a news conference on Sunday. He said 7 of the gunshot victims are under the age of 17, and that the youngest is 16. So most of them were minors. Or half of them were minors. Half of the people were minors. The 2 people killed in the shooting were identified by Grabois as 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalonda Williams. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed said that the shooting stemmed from a disagreement that could have been avoided, although he did not elaborate. Reed said a $50,000 reward has been offered for the information leading to the arrest of the perpetrators. Grabois said that based on preliminary investigation, the gunfire erupted when an individual targeted in the shooting returned fire. The chief said that once the shooting started, multiple people in the crowd pulled out weapons and opened fire too. That's insane, dude. Grabois said that at least 2 of the shooting victims were armed. No arrests have been announced. The mass shooting unfolded around 11:31 p.m. near the intersection of Bibbs and Commerce Street, less than a mile west of Alabama State Capitol building, according to police. A group of people were gathered at the intersection when gunfire erupted, according to police. Officers went to the scene after getting reports of shots being fired in the area. Upon arrival, officers found multiple people injured from gunfire. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. No, don't do it. Detectives, according to police officials, are interviewing witnesses and combing through a surveillance video as an effort to identify suspects. The Montgomery police ask that anyone with information about the shooting contact investigators immediately. So we don't have much information about this, but according to the mayor, this stemmed from a disagreement that could have been avoided. So I don't know. That's just an interesting story. This happened over the weekend. I guess we don't have a lot of information on it at the moment, but crazy stuff. I'm honestly surprised a squad hasn't set up an ambush on the rioters yet. Not advocating, just stating my opinion. That's because the right is not violent like the left, Shitty Gov. We tolerate far more than they do. And I think that tolerance is dwindling. Welcome to the hood, says Boosh. Yeah, I heard about it in passing, but it seemed like it went under the radar. Thug-ish. Yeah, this is definitely some thug shit right here. This definitely seems like some thug shit. Literally, it sounds like they got into a disagreement and then had a shootout, and now they're trying to find the other people that were involved in the disagreement. That's basically what it sounds like. And half the 14 people were shot. 14 people were shot, probably over some BS. Give you one guess on the perps. No, Tinkerer, we're not we're not doing that. We're not just because it's the usual suspects doesn't mean we need to point it out, okay? Look, it could be a white guy named Jeremiah Morris. It could be a white woman named Shalonda Williams. You know, we don't know that for a fact, okay? Son of a wig. Look, we don't know. We don't know for sure, okay? Anyway, moving along. What you guys have anything to say in the comments? What do you guys say in the comments? I just see a bunch of Pikachus. Damn it, Tinkerer! You weren't supposed to point it out, Tinkerer. You weren't supposed to point it out. It's gotta stay under wraps, you know. It's gonna. Anyway, all right. That was a nice short little video. Nice short little segment right there. Well, we'll move things along. Man, I'm already almost at the hour mark. I have a bunch of stories I still need to get through. Ugh. I take too long talking. That's what it is. I talk far too long. I talk far too long. What is this? Well, okay, I don't need to talk about that story because the story's a nothing story anyway. Also kind of a nothing story. Or wait. Oh, crap. Oh, no, I do need to pull that one up because it's in the thumbnail. I need to pull up. I always need to talk about a story if it's in the thumbnail. So I guess we'll talk about that one next. We'll get it out of the way. Even though it's kind of I say it's a nothing story because like people want to make it a story, but it's not really a story. Our fault for noticing, right? A future scholar of America. Oh no, guys, definitely a white woman named Shalonda. Hit the like, guys. He's only at 10. Yeah, guys, help me get to 15 likes, so that way, during an important and very serious news story, we can get the grunt birthday sound effect going. Yay! I love when that happens. I love when I'm talking about a super depressing story or super serious story about the conflict in the world, and all of a sudden we get a yay! I love it. It's always great. Oh no, Shitty Gov. No smoke alarms. No smoke alarms. For sure, Tactical Tinker. Our fault for noticing, right? Our fault for noticing. It is your fault for noticing. You know what else I noticed? I noticed that people jumped to conclusions on stories. Afternoon already? I know, afternoon already. What's up, Rebel with No Yell? But so we have this story from the Gateway Pundit, and I don't know much about the story other than apparently people were making accusations that this was politically motivated because something to do with Trump, because everything has to do with Trump. So this is from the Gateway Pundit. South Carolina authorities say that there is no evidence of arson as Democrats blame Trump, Stephen Miller, and MAGA after judge's house explodes and burns down. And then we have this in the thumbnail. Literally, the house exploded. It burned down. So far, there is no evidence of arson as Democrats blamed President Trump, Stephen Miller, and MAGA after South Carolina Circuit Court Judge Diane Goodstein, or Goodstein, whatever. House exploded and burned down over the weekend. At this time, there's no evidence to indicate that the fire was intentionally set. SLED agents have preliminarily found that there is no evidence to support a pre-fire explosion. A statement from State Law Enforcement Division said that South Carolina Judge Diane Goodstein and former state senator Arnold Goodstein's beachfront home in Edisto Island was burned to the ground on Saturday, sending 3 family members to the hospital. St. Paul's Fire District released a statement on the fire. And then what's this video?
Good evening, and thank you for joining me.
What kind of music is that? Skip.
Assisted multiple agencies in fighting this fire. They say 3 people were taken to the Medical University of South Carolina in downtown Charleston. Their injuries are currently unknown. Shortly after the fire, Olivia Crosby told me that...
Okay. So it says that St. Paul's Fire District released a statement on the fire. The SPFD received reports of a structure with entrapment on Edisto Island from our automatic aid partners. Edisto Beach Fire Department Engine 1403 and Tender 1403, along with Battalion 1407, were first due, followed by Edisto Beach Engine 14 and Ladder 14. Due to our strong working relationship with the EBFD, crews went right to work extinguishing the fire and looking for occupants. This area is located on a barrier island with significant challenges such as limited water supply and tight areas. The first arriving crews worked flawlessly together to ensure that the safety of the occupants, which escaped via jumping from an elevated first door due to the remoteness and layout of the lot. The occupants had to be rescued from the backyard via kayaks and brought to Colton County EMS, where they received medical aid. That's crazy. So because of where her house is located, they had to save them via kayak. That's crazy. It says Democrat hacks like Rep. Dan Goldman immediately blamed Stephen Miller and MAGA World for the House fire. Trump at Stephen M, and MAGA World would have been doxing and threatening judges who rule against Trump, including Judge Goodstein. Today, someone committed arson. They said they have been doxing and threatening judges. No, we haven't. We haven't been threatening judges. The only threats are coming from people are you guys. Today, someone committed arson on the judge's home, severely injuring her husband and son. Will Trump speak out against the extreme right that did this? What evidence are you basing this on? And also, was this even a judge that has been doxxed by so-called MAGA people? Like, what is your evidence for this? The fire was not started intentionally. This is from Greg Price. Rep. Dan Goldman said yesterday that President Trump, Stephen Miller, and the extreme right are to blame for liberal judges' home burning to the ground. Law enforcement in South Carolina just released a statement saying that there's no evidence the fire was intentionally set. And that's the statement from law enforcement in South Carolina. They don't have any evidence that this was intentionally set. And then you have this he has the statement here. Statement from South Carolina Law Enforcement Division SLED Chief Mark Keel on the Colton County fire. At this time, there's no evidence to indicate the fire was intentionally set. Whoa! And you guys did it during the... This is a serious news. This is a serious news program, guys. This is a serious news program. But thank you for hitting the like goal. At this time, there is no evidence to indicate that the fire was intentionally set. SLED agents have preliminarily found that there's no evidence to support a pre-fire explosion. The investigation into the fire is still active and ongoing. Upon the conclusion of the investigation, SLED will issue a follow-up statement with additional information. I urge our citizens, elected officials, and members of the press to exercise good judgment and not share information that has not been verified. Exactly. Don't share things that have not been verified. Don't share things that have not been verified. I tried to do my best in that regard. And of course, you have Democrats jumping to conclusions. And what I want to add to this story, right, is this is exactly why the right cannot get violent. Because if we choose to get violent, you already see in circumstances like this, they're just waiting to jump on their own Charlie Kirk moment. They're waiting to martyr someone and point and be like, look, the right is dangerous too. Look what the right did. Look what conservatives did. They're just waiting for the opportunity to jump on and do that. So that's why we have to continue to denounce violence. We have to continue to say, don't get violent. There cannot be any retaliation for anything that these Democrats are doing. The only retaliation that they should they should receive is law and order. That's the only punishment that they should receive. They should receive law and order. Hair trigger defense, though. Yes, absolutely, Shitty Gov. If your life is threatened, hair trigger defense. Do not hesitate to defend yourself. But do not go looking for a fight. Do not go looking for a fight. If the fight comes to you, defend yourself, but do not go looking for one. That's my advice. After all, Jan 6 was worse than Pearl Harbor and 9/11 combined, remember? Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard J6 is the worst thing to ever happen in American history, but what do I know? Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to move things along here. What's going on Discord? I think I'm getting messages on Discord. What's going on with Discord? Let's see what's going on with Discord. Yeah, okay. Interesting. See. All right. Move things along here. Boop. There we go. All right. Where do I want to pull up next? What do I have in the should go off what I have in the. Okay, so we have those two stories. All right. This sounds like a funny story. I think I'll save this one for tomorrow. So let me take this one and send it to the Discord. What did Bach say? Getting a little tired of taking the high road. Ugh, but it is necessary. Yes, it's a terrible position to be in, but it's a position that we have to be in because they will use it to their advantage. And it won't do anything to aid us if we go looking for fights. We need to continue to let them let them expose themselves, and that's how we will convince the hearts and minds of people to come to our side, because they will see just how insane the other side is and not want anything to do with it. At least that is the hope at the end of the day. Let's see. Okay, so talk about that. Talk about this. I also want to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that today because whatever. Let's see. I will talk about that story tomorrow. All right, let's move to this story from Not the Bee. So we have this story from Not the Bee, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. So this is being signed by North Carolina governor, which could allow the state to resume executions by firing squad. It is being called Ernya's Law. And all of you should know who Ernya Zarutska is. She was the woman that was brutally murdered by a random individual on a train. No interaction, just random, senseless killing. Last week, Governor Josh Stein, a Democrat, was essentially forced to sign a new law implementing sweeping overhauls to North Carolina's justice system, which has been modified in recent years to favor liberal talking points about equity and reparations, aka communism. The law, House Bill 307, was named in honor of Ukrainian refugee Ernya Zarutska, whose throat was savagely cut by a repeat felon who had no business being anywhere near the public. North Carolina House passes Ernya's Law with a veto-proof majority. This major legislation ends cashless bail for violent offenders and closes dangerous loopholes, a direct response to the tragic killing of Ernya Zarutska. Not even the Democrat governor can block this now. Despite said veto-proof majority, Stein dragged his feet in signing the bill, so much so that the North Carolina GOP skewered him in an email campaign. This is from the North Carolina GOP statement on Ernya's Law for immediate release. With hours to spare, Governor Josh Stein finally signed Ernya's Law. While this is a welcome development, we are left to wonder what took so long. According to Stein himself, he said his one test relating to criminal justice legislation was, will it make North Carolina safer? If the answer is yes, why delay action? For 9 days, the tools available in Ernya's Law were unable to be used within the justice system. Governor Stein's reluctance to take action on Ernya's Law shows he cannot be trusted to do the right thing for North Carolina families. As a leader, decisive action was needed. Republican legislators acted immediately, while Governor Stein chose to belatedly act on a Friday afternoon. This is from the chairman, Jason Simmons of the North Carolina GOP. Ernya's Law eliminates cashless bail for violent felons. It also, and this is crucial, limits the ability of a judge to release said violent felons before their trials. Good. And I've long said this. Cash bail in general is absolutely ridiculous. If someone is accused of a violent crime, you do not let them out on a cash bail. You just hold them. You hold them until their trial. Quick and speedy trial, as the Constitution says, right? You give them a quick and speedy trial. You do not release them on their own. What is it? You do not release them on their own accord. You do not do that. If they are accused of doing something violent, you keep them locked up until it is proven that they are not violent. Guilty or innocent until proven guilty, right? But if you're suspected of committing a heinous crime and we have evidence to suggest that you did commit those heinous crimes, you should absolutely be held. I'm sorry. And if it turns out that you weren't the guy, I'm sorry, but that's just how things got to go. If there's evidence to say that you did this thing, we need to have a quick and speedy trial and find out how much of it is true and find out if you are actually the person. That's just how things need to go. Having a cash bail where like, oh yeah, pay us a certain amount of money and we'll let you back out on the streets, that's ridiculous. That just sounds like I'm bribing the government to be allowed to get out back on the streets and possibly go commit more crimes. It's ridiculous. The phenomenon has been a regular feature of liberal courtrooms in recent years, particularly with the rise of BLM's narrative that non-white people are unfairly incarcerated and punished by systemically racist policies. This has led to hundreds of stories in recent years where violent felons have been released on the streets. See here, 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 and here. Wait, here. See here, 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 and here. Or see this meme that essentially sums it up. This is not even an exaggeration. Your Honor, my client is too dumb to understand shooting someone is bad. Good point. Put him back into public. Well, literally, yeah. Accused criminals will also be required to undergo more robust mental health evaluations. There's another provision of Ernia's law, however, that may come to affect her own accused killer, DeCarlos Brown Jr., who has been federally charged. This is from the New York Post. The bill included an amendment that could allow North Carolina to resume capital punishment, including by firing squad. Lethal injection is currently the only authorized method of execution in the state. This provision would bypass legal challenges that have paused execution in the state since 2006. For nearly 20 years, the most violent criminals in North Carolina have been allowed to live, denying justice because executions feel mean. In addition, the legislation would require death penalty appeals to be heard within 2 years of filing. The state currently has 122 inmates on death row, according to WCNC. Look, I'm in favor of the death penalty. If, without a shadow of a doubt, that someone committed some of these... Look, I can go through a list of heinous crimes, but it's different for everyone. If someone commits a heinous crime that they will never be able to recover from, there's not going to be rehabilitation for some of these crimes. For example, Zarutska's killer. He's not going to be rehabilitated. There's never going to be a point where he could be trusted to go back into society. So he forfeits his life. He ended the life of a woman unjustly, without reason, and he could do it again. He could do it to someone in prison. He could do it to one of our many prison guards, and he could do it again. This man should not be breathing the same air as you and I. His crimes were captured on video. Witnesses saw him do this. There's no doubt in people's mind that this was the guy. So, in cases where we have, without a shadow of a doubt, this person did this bad thing, yes, execution. Capital punishment. I think that is the right thing to do. I don't think the right thing to do is to stick them in a concrete box for the rest of their lives, especially in some of these cases where you have like 20-year-olds being sentenced to life. So now we're talking about having a 20-year-old in a concrete box with no hopes of ever getting out for the rest of his life. I think the kinder thing to do would to just be end his life. The kinder thing to do would just be to end his life. It's better for everyone involved. You don't have to make sure he gets 3 meals a day anymore, or 2 meals, however it goes in prison. I've never been to jail or prison. You no longer have to feed him every day. You no longer have to have multiple guards escorting him to and from places every day. You no longer have to take up space in a prison that could be held for less violent people or other criminals in general. There's many things that come from this. And if there is any doubt in anyone's mind, that if there is evidence that suggests that maybe he didn't do it, but there's overwhelming evidence that he did do it, sure, keep him life in prison. He doesn't need to get the death penalty if there is some doubt there. But in circumstances where, without a shadow of a doubt, we know this person did this heinous crime, heinous thing, end his life. I don't want him here. If convicted, DeCarlos Brown Jr. could be executed under the law named for Ernia by firing squad. Yes, and it should be televised. It should be televised, pay-per-view, and obviously do not let your children see it. But I'm in favor of public executions. Public executions, these people need to be in fear of committing crimes. They do not fear committing crimes, and that's why they continue to commit them. Governor Stein apparently had reservations with the idea of punishing evil men with lead poisoning, promising no one would be given the privilege of execution by firing squad while he remains governor. His term comes to an end after 2028. State Republicans had this to say in response. The capital punishment by firing squad is not a new concept. There have been so many challenges to medical capital punishment versus the gas chamber. Science is constantly changing, but one thing that hasn't changed in science is what happens with the firing squad. New Hanover County Republican Chairman John Hanantz told WECT, I think we need to make the results and the punishment real. People need to know they're going to feel it. While it's an old practice, it's been deemed reliable as a deterrent. The sword is given to the governor for a reason. Yeah. So I'm in favor of public executions. Children should not see them, but I'm in favor of public executions. If you don't want to see them, you don't want your children to see them, don't watch them. But we should absolutely have them. Never been to jail, Tyler? That's some white privilege for you. Oh, yeah, I always get told I have white privilege, especially in my town. I know, Tactical, it's discouraging. Make asylums great again. The judges are complicit. Yes, they are. How do you get witnesses with cashless bail and short sentences? I don't know. I don't know how you get, I don't know how you get, like, there's all these people that witness the crime. Some of these crimes are on video, and then the judge comes in, and they're just like, whatever, let him out, cashless bail, then they don't need to. Short sentence. Yeah, if he even does come back, we'll just give him a couple of years. Yeah. I talked about a story yesterday with Carol Baskin and what's called Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Tiger King, Joe Exotic. He is serving more time in prison right now, or jail, whichever it is, for the hiring of a hitman to go and murder Carol Baskin, which the whole plan like fell apart, and there's questions as to whether or not it was even real. And then the guy that drove from, I think, California all the way to the East Coast, or the West Coast, whichever it is, drove all the way to the other side of the country to attempt to assassinate a sitting Supreme Court justice, and that guy got barely 8 years. It was like 7.5 years. Joe Exotic is serving like 3 times the sentence, double the sentence, 3 times the sentence, double the sentence for Carol Baskin. So why is Carol Baskin's life worth more than the Supreme Court justice, especially when this guy had multiple weapons and showed up to his front door? Like, this was a lot more blatant and obvious crime that would have had sweeping ramifications for the entire country, and this guy gets less than 10 years? It's insane. I listened to Tales from the Inverted World this morning. That was interesting. Did they have some interesting stuff to say today? Or last night, whichever. I think public execution should be a mandatory 6th grade field trip. Oh man, I don't know about 6th grade field trip. Maybe like a senior in high school. Like hear me out, Tactical Tinker. Seniors in high school, right? Most of them are 18. Some of them may be 17. Some of them may be 19, depending. But they're all within that age bracket, right? I think they should see a public execution. Absolutely. Like, hey kids. Hey kids, you're about to not be kids anymore, and if you go out into the world and decide to be a piece of shit, this is what happens. Yes, I think that's great. Joe Exotic did call in, so they did get him to call in. I might have to tune in for that then. Guys, go watch Inverted World. Go watch Inverted World. Tales from the Inverted World. Go watch them. They had Joe Exotic called in. He did mention that he was hoping that he'd be able to call in from jail, so that's really interesting. That picture of Ernia looking up infuriates me. She is so scared, so confused. I know. I'm sorry. I'll take that off screen. I'm sorry. No, I know you. No one likes to look at that. It's a terrible image. It's a terrible image, and it really symbolizes where we're at in this country, I think. Tyler, you got 13-year-olds doing murder. I know we do. It's terrible. I think that if someone tries to use the insanity plea or the incompetence plea, they should be permanently marked as too dumb or too crazy to be in normal life. I think in most states that is the case. I think in most states, looks like I think Rebel with No Yell shared the link there for Tales from the Inverted World. So guys, go check that out after this stream. Go check that out after this stream. But I think that is the case in a lot of states, Son of Wiggum. I think a lot of states actually do just say, all right, you're incompetent, you're insane, just life in prison. Just, we don't want to deal with you. Life in prison. All right. Let's talk about this story. We got a few more stories to talk about today before we wrap things up here. Let's move along. Got to click stop recording. I'm getting thirsty. Let me grab a water. I should have grabbed one this morning, but it is what it is. All right. Let's go. Son of Wiggum. Oh yeah, you're saying 100% agreeing with him. Yeah. I just want to take a moment before we move on to the next story, guys. I just got to say, like, thank you guys. It's been awesome doing streams and stuff this year. I started in February doing the full Tyler Today live. I can't believe we're already past, we're well past episode 100. It's crazy to think that I've gone past episode 100. The amount of growth that I've seen and just not even the full year. I mean, we're not even done with the year yet. The amount of growth that I've seen from the channel is absolutely astonishing. The support that you guys give me in the chat every day, I get a lot of messages from people sharing me stories with me and telling me about the show and stuff. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. I would do this show even if no one watched, but the fact that there are so many people that watch me every day, it truly is inspiring. I mean, I never expected a year ago that I would have consistently 20 plus people, sometimes 30, 40 plus people watching me and just talk about the news and stuff. This is what I like doing. Even if I wasn't doing a show, I would still be looking at the news and talking about the news with people like my friends and stuff online. I'd be talking about the news and stuff with my family. This is an outlet for me to talk about the news and get my opinions out there because I am a very opinionated person. But I try to, base my opinions on facts and reality, truth, and stuff like that. And I like to have those conversations with people because some things aren't so clear. Some things aren't always very clear, and I like to have those conversations with people. And I just wanted to say I appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. All of you guys in the chat every day are freaking amazing. But anyway, let's move on. I just wanted to get that out there. Let me have some water real quick. I'm gonna start on this next story without even drinking water after I got up to get some water. What's up, Dirt Diver? So we love you, Tyler. Keep it up and try not to go crazy. Look, man, there's a lot of demons in this world. A lot of demons in this world. They do not like my success. They do not like my success. I will tell you that. And I bet your friends and family are grateful for this outlet. You're funny. You're funny, Tactical Tinkerer. What's funny is actually anytime the elections come around, all of my friends and family come to me. They all come to me. They're like, oh, well, who are you voting for? And I'm like, I don't know. I need to look into it. I'm in California. I don't have good options here. I told everyone to vote for Trump, though. A lot of my friends and family voted for Trump, but again, we're in California. There's only so much we can do. But yes, even if you guys weren't watching, I would still use this as an outlet just to get my word out there. That, and I hope to have kids someday. I want to have many kids. My hope is to someday have at least 5 children, 3 boys, 2 girls. That's my dream. I want at least 5 children. I'm not financially capable of doing that at this moment, but as soon as I am financially capable, financially stable enough to not only take care of myself in a better way, but also take care of a massive family, I will have a big a family as I possibly can. And that is my plan. And with that, the reason I bring that up is that's ultimately the reason I'm making these videos. I want to have a catalog so that if something ever happens to me someday, that my friends, my family, people that know me, and possibly even my children have a catalog to look through and look at my opinions. They can find out who I am and find out what I believed by going back through all my videos and all my content. Because this is who I am. I don't put on a front. I don't pretend to be someone that I'm not. This is who I am. I am Tyler. This is me. I have these opinions. This is what I do. This is what I like to do. Have kids now. You will find the money. I need to find a job first. I need to find a job first. And Callie, your opinions are ish wrapped in a bow, and ish in disguise. Tactical Tinker, you're just my professional hater, and I love you. Anyway, let's talk about something that people hate. I mean, I love this, but other people hate this. A very specific group of people do not like this. Miami Beach becomes the latest Florida city to see the rainbow crosswalk removed, angering the LGBTQIA plus lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato community. Whatever it is, right? I forget what does the acronym stand for again? But it's the lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato community, right? Anyway, Florida state officials directed local governments to remove art from crosswalks and intersections, including anything associated with social, political, or ideological messages. Yes, that's how it should be. You shouldn't have social, political, or ideological messages on government-owned or public areas. If you want to own a business, or if you want to go and like protest with a sandwich board or something like that, you can do that. You can bring your own property and do that. But having installments of social, political, or ideological messages, no, you don't need that in public spaces. So here's the image we used in the thumbnail today of them ripping up this gay flag. We need to take back the rainbow, but as of right now, it symbolizes the gay flag. Residents and members of the lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato plus community in Miami Beach, Florida, are reeling after the state's transportation department removed a rainbow crosswalk in the city. The Pride-themed crosswalk, which was placed in the heart of Miami Beach, was removed by a crew from the Florida Department of Transportation on Sunday evening. Miami Beach Commissioner Kristen Rosen Gonzalez, who opposes the decision, told The Independent that the removal shocked our community. To the residents of the Miami Beach in our lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, what can I use for Q? What's something, what's food that starts with Q? Hang on, hang on, guys, help me out here. Food that starts with Q. What's some food that starts with Q? We got lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, and let's see. We can use, quesadillas. Yes, well, no, I like quesadillas. Is that there's not a lot of options here. What is that? I don't know what that, Quail? What? It's a small, quail, yeah, I guess it's a small game. I guess the only thing quesadillas, what is the cute, that's not how you spell quesadillas. Quesadillas? Whatever, quesadillas. I'm saying it on purpose, by the way. I'm saying it like that on purpose to piss anybody off. Quesadillas? Let's see. No, I guess you would spell quesadilla with a Q, huh? All right, well, there you go. So you got the lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, and quesadilla community. So those tourists from around the world, please know that the removal of the sidewalk or crosswalk was not our decision. It was the state of Florida's, and we will continue to welcome with open arms and inclusion everyone who visits Miami Beach, she said. Quinoa. What is a quitch? I do see that here. A fruit with a tart flavor that is often cooked to make jams and jellies. How do you say it? Oh wait, no, that's quince. That's a quince. What's a? You guys are giving me your suggestions now. What is a French savory tart made with a pastry crust and custard filling of eggs, milk, and various ingredients like cheese, meat, and vegetables? Quitch? Is that how you the quitch? Quiche? Oh, you call it quiche? Quiche egg pie thing. So is it called quiche? Is that what it is? So lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, and quiche. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to fill in the acronym. I don't care what it actually means. Because I mean, it should stop here. It should all this TQ plus everything after that is irrelevant. LGB is separate from TQ plus. It always has been, and it should remain so. The fact that they try to rope them in is ridiculous. This marks the latest removal of a rainbow crosswalk after the Florida Department of Transportation issued a memo in June prohibiting road art, including anything with social, political, or ideological messages or images, and does not serve the purpose of traffic control. Absolutely, this takes up space on the road. People have a hard time driving as is. I mean, just drive literally anywhere in America. You'll realize that there's idiots on the road. I think you need to have more markings on the road to guide people, not less markings for your ideological purposes. Unless a Gadsden flag were to be put in the middle of an intersection, like, look, you don't, the intersection is usually blank anyway, right? So can we just put a massive Gadsden flag in the middle of all of the intersections? I think we should do that. I'm in favor of that. And then it would also be ironic, right? Because it's "don't tread on me," and then people would tread on it every day. So, because that's what our government does to us. Yay! Anyway, this city commissioner unanimously appealed the crosswalk's removal, but received notice late Friday night that the appeal was denied. Miami Beach Commissioner Alex Fernandez told The Independent. So they tried to appeal it, and the locals were like, "Oh yeah, appeal it unanimously." But the transportation department said, "Yeah, go screw." This crosswalk, it represented so much to so many people who, over the decades, endured everything from workplace discrimination to the stigma of HIV and AIDS, expulsion from the military, housing inequity, and, of course, the long fight for marriage equality. These were hard-won battles that took us, the gay community, from being marginalized to being visible and being included to being recognized. Look, guys, I am not in favor of gay marriage. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a religious person. I believe in God, but the marriage is specifically a religious thing. Getting married is a religious act, and it's very, very specific in its wording. It's the union of a man and a female. It's the union of a male and a female. That's what it is. Marriage is the union of a male and a female. If a same-sex couple wants to get together, I don't care at the end of the day. Do what you want to do, but this is another thing that's been culturally appropriated. They talk for all the things that Democrats talk about with cultural appropriation. I think this is the best example of cultural appropriation. You have taken one thing from a religion that you like, and you have taken it and tried to twist its meaning. Marriage does not exist for same-sex couples. What does exist is a partnership. You can be a partner to someone. You can have a commitment to someone, but that does not mean you are married. Sounds like a whiny gay guy. Yeah, right, exactly. They all are. They're all a bunch of whiny gay guys saying stuff like this. I mean, at the end of the day. To see our own government, our own state government that should be here to protect us, to lift all of its people, to waste the taxpayers' money and coming in and ripping out brick by brick our symbol of inclusion, our symbols of progress, our symbols of safety. It was heartbreaking at best, grotesque at worst. You used taxpayer money to install this. Was it not a waste of money to rip up the concrete then? Was it not a waste of... No, of course not, because it supported your ideas. It supported your ideas at the time, so it wasn't a waste of, state government, money and stuff like that. A drag performer told local outlet WSVN that the crosswalk represents blood, sweat, and tears. No, it doesn't. I literally worked so hard on this sidewalk for many years and struggled to come out here and perform and share art, share my craft. So it tears my heart to see it go away, but we're going to fight. We're not going anywhere, the performer said. Yeah, you're still allowed to be who you want to be. I'm just saying that, like, you don't need a freaking sidewalk to like be who you are. What did Tactile Tinker say? Gotta replace the bacon, though. We need to keep that to ourselves. Gotta replace the bacon? What do you mean, replace the bacon? That's a bad name altogether. I see what you're... gotta replace the bacon. Well, then what should we... So lettuce, guacamole, burritos, taquitos, and quesadillas. There you go. There, I got a new acronym. Most of this stuff, I mean, they had to remove a Back the Blue. They had to remove some of these other things. And so it spans different things. But we've made the policy decision in Florida that we're not going to use the road for that purpose. The Independent contacted the Florida Department of Transportation for comment. This comes more than a month after officials removed a rainbow crosswalk outside of Orlando's Pulse nightclub, where a gunman killed 49 people in 2016, and the deadliest attack on LGBT plus people in U.S. history. I won't make the joke there because that is absolutely disgusting. People in the U.S. history, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer called the removal of the crosswalk a callous and cruel political act. No, it's not. We're not trying to be political about this. That's the whole point of the removal, is to remove political symbolism from our streets. We are devastated to learn that overnight the state painted over the Pulse Memorial Crosswalk in Orange Avenue. Dyer said in a statement, "This callous action of hastily removing a part of a memorial to what was at the time our nation's largest mass shooting without any supporting safety data or discussion is a cruel political act." It was not in memorial to the nightclub. That's not what it was. You can say that it was, but that's not what those crosswalks have been for. They have been to basically mark their territory. That when they put up these things, they're marking their territory, saying, "Hey, we own this place. We as the LGBTQ plus community own this area. You're in our area. You're in our territory." That's them marking their territory. That's what this is, and it needs to be removed. STF up, homo. All right, Buck. I think crosswalks should be those giant piano keys. I think we can all get behind that. Absolutely. That sounds amazing. You know how they have like the musical roads in some places? We should have musical crosswalks. So when you're, and that would help public safety if you think about it. If we had musical crosswalks and you had a loud piano noise playing, it might let drivers know that you're crossing the street, you know? It could be beneficial. Could be beneficial. I don't know. If they want one in front of Pulse, that's fine for a memorial, but not all over. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know how close this other crosswalk was to the Pulse nightclub, but instead of doing it as a crosswalk, I'm not in favor of having this stuff on the streets. We need to leave the streets for road markers and directing traffic. If you want to have a memorial in front of the nightclub, then put something on the sidewalk, like turn the entire sidewalk in front of the nightclub into a gay pride flag or whatever. Sure, I don't care if you want to do that and it's supposed to be a memorial for the nightclub shooting. Sure, that's fine, but it should not be on the road. So the new Civil War will be delineated by the Gaysum Dick Suck lines. The Gaysum Dick Suck lines. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that, Tinker. I think we're just gonna end on that one. That's put up a giant gay flag. Yeah, just put up a giant gay flag. We're gonna end it there. We're gonna end the segment right there. Anyway, moving on. My phone went off? Who's texting me? All right, we ended that segment. Let me check my phone real quick. Who is texting me? What's going on? I has text message to YouTube short. Well, let's see. Oh, okay. All right. All right. We have an issue. We have a maybe someone in the chat has the solution to this. This might terrify someone if they know anything about electrical wiring. My mother, she has a treadmill in the other room, and she would like me to notify her when I am done streaming, so that way she can turn on the treadmill. Because if she turns on the treadmill, my room becomes a disco with like the lights pulsate. My little my lizard tank over here, his light starts pulsating. My computer is fine, but my lights are not fine when that happens. So I'm assuming it has something to do with the wiring. But yeah, oh no. Yeah, oh no. So she wants me to let her know when I'm done with the show, so we're gonna try to get through these last couple stories real quick. But yes, oh no indeed. All right, let's move on. I should do another ad since we're here in between. That's bad. I know that's bad. I know that's very bad. I've told them that that's bad, but there's only so much I can do. But you know what you guys can do? You guys can download the Rumble app. You guys can download the Rumble app right now. Do it now. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and it's the best way to stay connected to the content that you want. Once you've got it, search for my channel, Tyler Today News, and hit that follow button. You can also, there's a little bell next to people's name. You can change the way you get notifications and stuff like that. Make sure you're getting notifications for when I go live. Of course, I still post them on Discord and stuff like that, but Rumble will send you notifications directly. So that way, hey, once you hit follow, get the bell. That way, you'll get the notification every time I go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. You can grab it right now using the link in the description or the pinned live chat. Download it to your phone, and once you download it to your phone, you're ready to go. If you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search for Rumble. Follow the channel and be a part of the action. All right, yeah, guys, if you don't already have the Rumble app, make sure you go and download that on all of your devices. And make sure, if you're not already, make sure you follow the channel. Just spitballing. What are you spitballing about? Your lights and the outlets are on the same circuit. Yes, that's what it seems like, and they shouldn't be, because I am separated from by like, she's in the living room. I'm in my little side room. You have an empty slot. You can wire in a new breaker to feed your lights. Yikes. That would be quite the task. I am on the opposite side of the house from the breaker. So, anyway. Let's see. I know-ish, but I don't know why that's happening, lol. Something with the breaker. Maybe it's trying to trip, but can't for some reason, so it blinks erratically instead of clicking off like it's supposed to. I'd look at the electrical panel and make sure there's no melt or burn marks. I've checked the electrical panel. The electrical panel is fine. Like, the breaker's flipped a few times before. It's getting hot in my room. I need to boost my fan. One moment, guys. Let me boost my fan. Because I have it on the low setting. It's getting hot. Yeah, I've seen bad grounds and floating neutrals do that too. Yeah, look, I'd love to get it fixed, but it's not my house. This house has a lot of issues. Anyway, let's talk about this story. We got 2 more stories, and then we'll wrap things up here. And then I'll have to do editing for segments, and then I do need to do a game stream today. Absolutely. All right, let's talk about this, because this is an insane story. This is not a political story. The last couple stories I have are not political. So this is a story from the Daily Mail. Driver recounts terrifying near miss as helicopter crashes on busy Sacramento highway, leaving 3 people critically injured. A driver who narrowly avoided a helicopter crash while traveling along a Sacramento highway has shared chilling details of the incident that has left 3 critically injured. A medical aircraft came plummeting down onto the busy Highway 50, which runs east from the California city until the Nevada state line near Lake Tahoe, just after 7 p.m. local time. As many as 15 bystanders rushed to the site to help drag victims from the ruins, authorities said. Sacramento Fire told KCRA that there were no patients on the Reach medical helicopter, but a pilot, nurse, and paramedic who were on board. Captain Justin Sylvia with Sacramento Fire said that all 3 crew members were taken to the hospital with critical injuries. 2 staff were found on the roadway, where while one was still stuck in the wreckage of the helicopter. Davey Koviak, a Sacramento resident who was on the way home from work when the tragedy struck, found himself just feet away from the aircraft as it slammed into the highway. He told the Daily Mail that in the moment leading up to the disaster, he saw the red helicopter flying close to the ground, prompting him to start filming from his car. And then here's images of the crash. Man, that's a miracle that anyone survived that. I hope they pull through. That looks terrible. Let's see. So then, just literally a couple of seconds after the crash happened, literally 5 feet next to me, it was pretty scary. There was no explosion. It was just loud, and there was smoke everywhere. He went on. By Koviak's video shows the doomed aircraft rapidly dropping and colliding with the highway in a matter of seconds. The crash sent smoke shooting into the air, and the helicopter was smashed into pieces. Koviak said he didn't understand what happened at first, but experienced terror once he processed what had happened, or what he had witnessed. That's the first time I've seen something like that. A flight tracker was indicated that the Airbus H-130 helicopter had departed from the roof of UC Davis Medical Center just minutes before the crash. And then do we have the video? That's the video of the crash. Authorities are still probing the incident and said that there are several injured victims. The Daily Mail, I hate the word several. It just means 3. There are 3 injured victims. The Daily Mail has reached out to the California Highway Patrol, CHP, and the Federal Aviation Administration for comment. A spokesperson for Reach, which is based at the McClellan Airport, declined to discuss the crash with the Sacramento Bee. Shortly after, Sacramento City Council member Lisa Kaplan shared a picture of the crowded highway, urging people to stay off the road. Eastbound lanes remain closed for the night, but westbound traffic has resumed. In another X post, she sent thoughts to the victims and the first responder. I pray for all of those in the crash. Thanks to our officers and all of whom pilot for their public service. Other chilling images and videos captured by people stuck in their cars depict the black smoke-filled sky near where the helicopter landed. One video taken by someone stuck on the freeway shows the chaotic aftermath of the incident, with vehicles slowly inching forward as the road on the road as the smoke shows no signs of letting up. A picture taken by the crash shows investigators standing in front of the ruins. The debris from the red helicopter flipped upside down is seen scattered across several lanes. Honestly, I just really hope that everyone survived and everyone is safe, according to by Koviak. Where's this video? I see that there's this video of the crash, but where's the video that the guy had from his car? This is a different video.
All three are still alive.
Bro, a helicopter crash.
Multiple people injured in terrifying CA helicopter crash. They didn't get very far.
All three are still alive.
Bro, a helicopter crash.
Is it going to show the crash? It said that there was video of the crash. You just see smoke.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You see the Ball Freeway shut down here.
Okay, well, that's a different story. I'm not seeing the video that they're talking about, but that's fine. We don't need to see the video. You guys could already see from the images how absolutely devastating this crash was. Well, Mighty Pete, to clarify, there was no one on board. They had just left the hospital. So it's unclear as to what their destination was supposed to be, but they had just left the hospital, so they were not on the way to the hospital, thankfully. So that could have been a lot worse, right? Very happy you still have the honor of having a mother, dude. Cherish it and cherish it hard. Thursday is the 20th anniversary of mine's passing. We'll talk about that after the story. So yeah, just a quick little 5 minute story there. It looks like we're gonna move things along. We actually I do want to comment that I do have my mother, but I do not have my father, unfortunately. My father passed away when I was about like 15, 16 years old. And he died from brain cancer. So I do appreciate having the family that I do have. I have a very large family. A lot of them live for very long times. I have many of my great grandparents are still with us. Many of my grandparents are still with us. I have many cousins. I have many uncles and aunts. I have a very large family, and I'm very grateful to have that. There are 34 people watching. Hit that like button, you ungrateful wankers. Whoa. Going to your mom's house. Ooh. I am at my mom's house. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Streaming South Park? What do you mean streaming South Park? Was I streaming South Park? Let's see. At one point, my dad's house shocked me by touching the pipes in the basement. Yikes. My car shocks me sometimes, and I wonder about that. I've shocked myself a bunch. Lol, I'm still kicking. Helicopters are so cool. They are pretty much abominations of science. Yeah, helicopters are amazing. Sick, it was a joke. I used to deal with 440V daily, 440 volts daily. Oof. Let's see, what else are you guys saying in the chat? The son of Wiggum with the Pikachu. Look, I wasn't trying to depress you guys, all right? It is what it is. Life goes on. I wouldn't be who I am today without all the things that have happened in my life. So it is what it is. Anyway, let's get to this last story. That way I can notify my mother that she may use the treadmill. Let's see. Let's move on to this last story, guys. Guys, if you want to add anything, I know I haven't read all the comments today. One way to make sure that I read your comments, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just gonna mention it. Don't have to do it. It's just an option. You could even put in $1. I'm just saying. If you want me to read something that I missed, or if you have something to add from this final story, please, I implore you to send in a Rumble rant, of course. That is the only way you can guarantee that I will read your comment, because sometimes you guys talk a little too much, and I gotta move things along, you know? But if you want to support the channel, support Rumble, and make sure you have your comment read, there's always the option of a Rumble rant. But anyway, let's talk about this last story. I like talking about bears. If you guys don't know, bears are my favorite animal. Just any bear, doesn't matter, especially grizzly bears. But we have a story today about a black bear. And of course it's a black bear, because black bears tend to be the more violent ones of the species. And yeah, we have this story from The Guardian. And this, I like to bring up good stories about bears. Unfortunately, today is not one of those days. Here's a bad bear story. Very bad bear. So the Guardian says here, black bear who killed camper in Arkansas has now been shot dead by officials. Body of Max Thomas, 60, who was 60 years old, was discovered last week outside of Sam's Throne Campground in Ozark National Forest. Arkansas officials shot and killed a male black bear that they believe fatally mauled a 60-year-old Missouri man last week at his campsite in the Ozark National Forest, authorities have said. The body of Max Thomas of Springfield, Missouri, was discovered on Thursday several yards outside the Sam's Throne Campground in northwest Arkansas, Newton County Sheriff's Glenn Wheeler said. A deputy had gone to the campground after the man's son reported he had not heard back from his father, who had sent his family pictures of a black bear in his camp on Tuesday morning. Wheeler said the deputy found evidence of a struggle and injury, including drag marks from the campground into the woods. We believe he was in the process of breaking down his camp when the attack occurred. The state medical examiner official determined that the man's death would be an animal mauling. On Sunday, a bear was caught on a trail camera near the campground that appeared to be the same animal photographed by the victim and encountered by another man at a roadside overlook in the area. Local hunters and hounds were brought into the local area and quickly tracked the bear, which was killed and transported to Little Rock, where authorities will obtain DNA samples to confirm it is the bear who fatally attacked the man. We knew the bear in the photos was a male, and this one is too. This is according to a press release. It matches the size of the photographed bear and has the same facial colorations. Not to mention, it was back in the same area where the attack happened. It is the second fatal bear attack in Arkansas in recent weeks. In September, a 72-year-old man died after being attacked by a bear in nearby Franklin County, according to authorities with Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Despite the recent attacks, Don White Jr., a large mammal ecologist at the University of Arkansas in Monticello, said fatal bear attacks in Arkansas are exceedingly rare. And yes, bear attacks are exceedingly rare. What I would say, whatever, Bach. I do not talk too much. But what I would say in terms of bear attacks, what they say to do in terms of bear attacks, if you ever encounter a grizzly bear that wants to attack you, you're not going to outrun it. Bears can run up to like 30 or 40 miles per hour. You're not outrunning a bear. You have no hope in outrunning a bear. Don't think you can climb a tree either, because bears know how to climb trees. So you're not going to outrun a bear. Your only hope for a grizzly bear that wants to attack you is to curl up into a ball and make yourself as small and non-threatening as possible, and hope to God that they back away. Protect your neck, curl into a ball, protect your neck, protect your head as much as you can, and just pray. That's the only thing you can do. Now with black bears are they're shitheads, man. They will pick a fight. So for a black bear, it's the opposite. You want to make yourself look as threatening as possible, so that way they don't even want to try. If you try to make yourself look small or non-threatening to a black bear, they will try to come and punk you. That's how black bears do. Black bears will absolutely try to punk you. Just have to, yeah, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just got to outrun the guy next to you. You're exactly right. Yeah. If it's brown, get down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. Yes, yeah, that's Boosh has it right there. We're gonna pin Boosh's comment. Boosh has the nail on the head right there. Let's pin this message. If it's brown, get down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. Yeah, polar bears don't give an F. Polar bears do not give an F. Polar bears will mess your day up. Good night. I'll hold the line and take one for the team. Running sucks. Well, there you go. So you just got to outrun Shitty Gov. Guys, if you're going to go camping, make sure you take Shitty Gov with you. That's there you go. Fuck it, I'm smoking a cig. No, stop smoking. Smoking is bad. Smoking's bad, okay? Smoking's bad. Guys, I've been sober for 2 months. It's been pretty great. Anyway, and I've never smoked nicotine. I'm just talking about weed. Hit that grizzly with a couple shots of 44. There you go. Hey, this is exactly why you bring a gun out with you camping. This is why you should stay armed. And then Democrats will sit there and be like, oh, what do you need a gun for? I don't know. What if a bear attacks me? Just a thought. What if a bear attacks me? I need my gun. Don't be surprised if I befriended the bear and teach it to smoke and drink. Look, I would love to befriend a bear. I've long said this. We need to domesticate bears. Bears need to be the next animal domesticated. I want to be in the year 2040 with my pet grizzly bear that I ride to the grocery store. Make it a reality, guys. Let's make it a reality. I know we can do it. I absolutely know we can do it. Anyway, we're going to start to wrap things up here. Cocaine bear. Look. Hey, that's based on a true story, all right? This bear didn't have no cocaine. He just went crazy. And what I will say is, guys, no, I don't want any... Look, just because it's a black bear, just because black bears are more likely to attack, all right? They're statistically more likely to attack. I don't want you guys making any racial comments or anything like that, all right? I get it. It's funny. Let's avoid the racial comments. I get it's the usual suspect, even in nature, but anyway, I'm not making the situation better for myself, am I? Make bears like horses. Yes, Boosh. I want to domesticate bears like we domesticated horses. Yes, absolutely. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Anyway, we're gonna move things along. We're gonna wrap up the show, guys. Do we have any recommendations today for who I should raid out to? They just have different. It's just the black bears just have different culture. The black bears just have different culture. That's exactly it. They weren't brought up in the same culture as these grizzly bears. You know, these polar bears and these grizzly bears, especially polar bears, man. The damn white privilege that polar bears exhume and exhibit. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? They think they can just go live in the Arctic and like just separate from the rest of us. It's crazy. It's insane. White privilege, I say. White privilege. Let's see. Who should I raid out to today? Let me end the recording real quick. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the segment. Boom, end the recording. All right. Who should I raid out to today? Sean's gaming right now. Can raid to him. Ooh, Sean is gaming right now. Is he now? Sean is indeed gaming. Who else is streaming? Just to double check. Looks like Sean is the only one that I would ever want to raid out to. So let's see what he's doing. What is he playing? He's playing Dome Keeper. Doesn't have his camera on today, though. Interesting. Okay. Well, here, let's mute that. We'll get ready to raid out to Sean over there. And then, as per usual, guys, we will do the, we'll do an ending song. I'm not letting you guys pick the song today. We are going to be playing my song that releases on Friday. I have a song that's coming out on Friday. So make sure you guys check that out when it does drop. And I think you guys will like it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Oh, not this one. Wrong song. I was trying to open the full playlist. Hello, YouTube? Okay. Close out of that. All right, let's go over to here. All right, so this is my song that comes out Friday. Joey has already played it. I played it yesterday. But I'm going to play it again for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. It is called I'm the Enemy. And yeah, this is another song that I wrote myself, and I brought it to life using Suno. So I hope you guys enjoy. With that, thank you guys for tuning in today. Like, share the video, hit the follow button, share it to your friends, share it to all the peoples. If you appreciate the news that I bring you guys every day, share the video. That's the only way that I'm going to grow. It's the only way that this channel grows. And that way I can have more fine people like all of you fine people in the chat yelling at me and telling me when I'm wrong and giving me pointers and having conversations with me. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. And I hope you guys enjoy the song. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Dismiss me, remove me, personify me by what you perceive as reality. Hate me without reason, treat me like the enemy. You didn't give me a choice, so go rejoice. I'll make my own move. I have nothing to prove. They say to take the high road, but I know you made me out to be the villain, which means I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy, persecute me with extremity. I'm the enemy, why won't you sit beside me? This isn't what I chose, they feed me to the crows, that's the way life goes. I'm the enemy, why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? Despite what's inside, they sit there and lie. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be an adversary, but you made the choice. So sit there and rejoice. I'm your enemy, and that's just how it be. I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Persecute me with this string. I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Persecute me with this string. Perhaps one day you and I may see eye to eye, but I'm not the guy to just lay down and die. I'm the enemy, and that's just how it be. And now it's been tossed aside. I get up from where I lie. I wanna make amends, but that's not how this story ends. I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Persecute me with this strength. I'm the enemy, I'm the enemy. Why won't you sit beside me? Tossed aside, we don't see eye to eye. We could have been friends, but instead you chose an enemy.